Coming up this week on the Science and Education segment on Impact, I interviewed David Brignati from Newport Ventures here in Schenectady. He talks about sustainable design in building and the LEED certification program. Welcome back to the show. It's Barbara Brabetz here with the Science and Education segment here on Impact. Today we are fortunate to have a new guest to the program. This is David Brignati. Hi.
Hi.
You're with Newport Ventures right here in Schenectady, from what I understand.
Actually, yes, just down the road.
Just down the road. So you could reduce your carbon footprint by walking here today.
I did.
There you go. David, you are an architect by training?
Yes.
And sort of local, if you will. We always try to tie the local and the global together. Where do you hail from?
Originally from Long Island. Went to school at the University of Colorado in Boulder, and met my wife in New Hampshire, who was originally from Schenectady, and we ended up back here once we had kids.
Yeah, and we're getting ready for snow. So Boulder, I mean, snow, good place to go
snow
to college.
Is good.
And
we like snow.
Snow's good here too,
Yep.
so we're going to see it soon enough. Well, you're here today because not only are you an architect, but you're an architect that specializes in sustainable design. Can you kind of give me a bullet as to what sustainable design means to the typical homeowner?
Well, to the typical homeowner, what it means is energy efficiency. Most people think of increased insulation or maybe lower energy bills, but also a lot of people think of solar or renewable energy, things like that when they think of sustainable design.
So sustainable design in your industry really is controlled by kind of an organization called the Green Building Council.
They're a part of it. The Green Building Council has definitely brought it into public awareness in a very large way. Sustainable design has been around for quite a while, actually. It's just the Green Building Council, again, brought it into the social consciousness and made it a reality, actually, as opposed to kind of a fringe type of architecture.
So they, in essence, are a clearinghouse of kind of a rating organization, and we get into this idea of LEED certification, L-E-E-D.
Right. LEED, Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, is what it stands for. But the rating system that they put together encompasses a whole lot more than what people just typically think of sustainable design. It has to do with water efficiency, energy efficiency, location and linkages, where the building is going to be sited. There's a whole lot of information that goes into creating a sustainable structure.
So it's not just about the bottom line, that is the energy bill that the homeowner will see, but also the inputs into the building. For example, where your materials come from to build the house, whether they're local or whether they're shipped from China, makes a difference when it comes to sustainable design.
That is part of just about every system that's out there. Other than LEED, there are a number of other systems that are available as well, rating systems that is. And depending on what's right for you, you could become certified in each one of those as opposed to LEED. But one that we chose a couple of years ago for a home over in Half Moon, New York, we chose the LEED for Homes program.
So the LEED for Homes program is relatively new. It's less than 10 years old. And from what I understand, the building was 3-4 years ago in Half Moon. That was the first one in New York State.
First one in Capital Region.
Oh, Capital
It was
Region.
about the 10th single-family home in the state, but still, it was pretty, pretty forethought.
It's
a lot of forethought.
It's quite an accomplishment. Because LEED certification from an architect standpoint and from a builder standpoint isn't just you apply for LEED status and you get it. There's paperwork involved.
There's a lot of paperwork involved, yes. Actually, that's one of the things about the LEED rating system that a lot of people have difficulties with, is the amount of backup information that's required. But what it does is it gives proof that you've done the construction this way, you've done the planning this way, and here's my building, and now it's certified. So it does add a level of can't find the right word.
Complexity.
Level of complexity, but also gives
Pain in the neck.
some prestige to the home.
Oh, certainly prestige as well, because it gives it that moniker of it's a LEED certified building.
Right.
And there's different levels of LEED as well, from what I understand.
LEED certified, LEED silver, gold, and platinum. The home that we did was actually gold certified, so second best level.
That's terrific. And so this home was about 2,000 square feet.
Yep.
And it doesn't look unusual on the outside. In fact, we have a rendering of it.
Actually, one thing that I wanted to do when we started doing the LEED project was to show people that you could design a sustainable home and have it look like everybody else. So it's not that different. It's not that unusual. You know, we still had vinyl siding on the outside, asphalt shingles. What you didn't see is what really made the difference. A lot of insulation that went into there, the mechanical systems, the indoor environmental quality, and then the site that it was on itself. All the vegetation that's on that site is indigenous, so it requires minimal irrigation, and it makes it just an amazing place.
So along with lower heating bills, they have lower water bills, they have less maintenance because of the other issues that are associated with the sustainable design. So it is a lot more sexy than just insulation in the walls. It's actually how you're going to live for the lifetime of that house.
Right. The last part of that, the education and awareness that I didn't mention, is one of the things that you have to do is educate the public on what you've done in this home and how these people can use this home the best to their ability to make it work the best for them.
So have you gotten any feedback as to how much lower energy bills would be in a house built traditionally versus a house built with a sustainable design?
The house was actually part of a project that was funded by NYSERDA called the High Performance Challenge, and part of that is to take the bills, the utility bills from the home, and take them out over a couple of years and see how that building performs with the added information or added insulation and added sustainable amenities that we added to the home, and find out how that performs over time. Unfortunately, it's still a model home, so nobody's actually lived in it, but we have gotten records on it, and it is performing much better. One thing that's interesting is the carbon footprint that we measured on it. Compared to a minimum code-built home to the home that we built there, we're saving about, I believe it's 38% in carbon footprint based on, you know, the materials that we've chosen to put into the building, as well as the energy that we're saving as the building is being utilized.
So that 38% carbon footprint would come in savings in your energy bill, both from gas and electric, but also you're saving the environment to a certain extent. 38% is more than a third reduction in carbon dioxide, and we've all heard about how carbon dioxide and global warming are linked.
Right.
So not only are you saving your own energy bill, but you're saving your neighbor's energy bill too, because you're putting less into the environment.
Exactly.
So tell us a little bit about what Newport Ventures does, what you specialize in when it comes to residential building, what someone out there can do if they're thinking about renovating or building a home and they want to put sustainable elements into that home. What are some of the questions that they should consider before moving forward?
Well, to start with, Newport Ventures is a building design and technology consulting firm. I started working with them after we did that LEED home, actually. I came on board with them, and we do energy efficient design, energy efficient construction, consulting for anybody who has a question. But to answer your question as to what would somebody look for or how would they go about it, the first thing is look in their heart to find out if they really want to do a sustainable design, because it does end up being a little bit more expensive to begin with. And once they decide that, then they could get consultants on board, and then a builder, and then an architect usually on board, and then bring the whole team together to work to make that home or that structure sustainable structure.
And if you're looking for a builder, you probably want a builder that has some history of sustainable design build in the past because of the elements that are involved with it?
Yes, actually it wouldn't hurt to have that kind of experience, although when we did the LEED certified home, when I was working with that builder, none of us had really any experience as far as sustainable design goes in the production world, in the production home world. And once we got the team together and explained to everybody, the consultants, the contractors, the estimator, everybody actually got on board, and enjoyed finding things that brought sustainability to the project. So it was a very interesting project in that respect.
So if you have a builder that may not have well-documented experience in sustainable design, it is a teachable issue. I mean, your builder can learn with flexibility and obviously consulting services to be able to do what needs to be done.
I think any builder out there could do it. If you have the right person in the lead, they could share that information. But again, I would definitely get some kind of I don't want to say green professional, but somebody who's certified.
Dressed in green today,
yeah,
David.
no. So some kind of professional that understands sustainability and could push that through for them.
So where do you think sustainable design is going in the future? I mean, you sit in a seat that's changing all the time. So how do you think this is going to evolve in, say, the next decade?
You know, it's interesting you ask that, because we go out and we do trainings on the energy code. And the energy code is one level of sustainable design. There's another code that has come out, the International Green Construction Code, part of the codes that are usually adopted by most municipalities. And that green code is slowly getting adopted by various municipalities, and things are going that way. And I think eventually, kind of like, say, smoke detectors back in the day, you know, they weren't standard back in the day, but now smoke detector is in every home. So I think sustainable design is here to stay. It's in the social consciousness now, and it's going to be continued.
I have a question for you. You're coming into the area, you're looking at homes, you don't really know, you know you have that sensibility, that thing in your heart that you talked about sustainable design. You don't want to be paying a fortune for your utility bills in the future. What's your next step when contacting a builder?
Well, it depends on if you're doing a new home or if you're looking to buy an existing home. For existing homes, there's not really much information out there. I don't know too many real estate agents that actually tout LEED certification or green building. But as far as new buildings go, giving us a call at Newport Ventures, we have an idea of who in the area is actually well-versed in sustainable design, and we can point you in the right direction. Also, if you wanted to go down the LEED path, we have actually a couple of LEED accredited professionals in the office, so we could provide that extra point in the rating system and push that forward as well, consult in that way.
So we're going to put your email address right here on the screen so that individuals can contact you at Newport, and if they have any further questions about their house hunt or their future endeavors with building.
Absolutely.
So David, we are, believe it or not, out of time. It goes so fast, but there's more to talk about sustainable design, so I hope I can get you to come back sometime in the future. But in the meantime, I want to thank David Brignati for being here, for coming in, and thanks to Newport Ventures for letting you be here today as well. I appreciate it. So we're going to wrap up. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks again.
You've been watching the Science and Education segment on Impact. I'm Barbara Brabetz.
Proctors, bringing the best in arts, education, and entertainment.